Hello.
Oh, hello.
We're back. Another Sunday.
Yeah, another Sunday. It's come round quick again.
Just be glad when the kids back at school and college next week.
Oh, is it next week? They're still off down here that next week.
And ours are still back. Go back on. Well, my youngest goes back to college on Wednesday.
Right.
My eldest is at work. So, but yeah, it's been a bit crazy in when you go into shops and.
Oh yeah, it's been a bit manic. Yeah, so I try to avoid it as best I can, but I think they're on another. They've still got another week. I think they go back like the 16th of May. But yeah, it's just it's been a bit crazy. We get 2 new additions to the family tomorrow. We get 2 kittens tomorrow. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, hopefully they're not Nexus.
Yeah, they will be, because they're eight weeks old. 2 of them, brothers they are.
Oh, not males. They're even worse.
Yeah, and they're Russian blues, whatever they are.
Right.
But yeah, we pick them up tomorrow morning, so it's all fun and games here. Tomorrow.
You know, I'd tie things down because you might go into the living room and find one scaling your alien.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm dreading it, but we'll see how they go. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a bit mad here tomorrow. But yeah, I've got to apologise as well. There's a glare here, as you can see, because the sun has made a really rare appearance at the back of our house. I mean, it's like we don't ever see the sun. We haven't this year. I think this is the sunniest it's ever been this year, where it's not rained. So it has made an appearance. It will go down soon.
Yeah.
There's a glare there.
I've got that behind me, and yeah. It's the rare appearance of the sun. Also, as well, I want to mention as well, some lucky folks in the US are getting a total eclipse tomorrow. Right.
And that's amazing. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the one that was here in the UK? I think it was like 2001 or 2002 when the total eclipse was here.
It could have been. I think I
passed
remember.
Around London.
I don't think we saw it here because it was cloudy. So.
Oh, it was in London. I remember it was in like the summery time. I just remember everyone sort of looking up at the sky and buying these silver glasses to look at it and stuff. And it felt when it happened, I remember it feeling really weird and all the birds were going nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get that tomorrow, lucky as well, because you don't get many total eclipses. So yeah.
Just don't get directly.
Yeah. You got a new model, Mark.
Yeah, so I always do a little bit of snooping on a Sunday, see if there's any new news that is publicly available on the Partwork websites. And yeah, there is. So if I go to this, and cool. This is IXO Collections, which we don't hear much about really on this live stream. But yeah, they now have a new full kit. Which is the Bugatti Atlantic 57SC. Yeah,
it's interesting because the doors they open up like they do, but yeah, IXO tend to sell full kits, don't they? They don't tend to do the monthly thing anymore.
No,
I know they used to do the monthly thing, and I haven't done one for a long time, so I'm wondering whether they've just stopped doing that.
I don't know. They did bring out the Willys Jeep and other bits and pieces, but yeah,
the Peugeot.
Snooping around and found this on there. So
does look nice. Love the curbs there and stuff. It looks
not for me, but
no.
This is right-hand drive.
Oh right, okay.
So if we go back, it's right-hand drive.
Yeah,
which you don't see very often.
No, normally most cars are left-hand drive. I don't actually, come to think of it, I don't think we've had any car that is right-hand drive apart from the Routemaster.
The Routemaster was right-hand drive. The
Eddie Stobart.
The Eddie Stobart was right-hand drive. The DB5 was right-hand drive, and I'm sure Wet Nelly is right-hand drive.
Right. Okay. So we had a few, but I mean, most of the movie cars tend to be left-hand drive, don't they?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to see a right-hand drive vehicle for once.
Yeah, and it's quite unique. It looks quite interesting actually. Got the sort of the backward open doors there, and the engine looks really detailed, which is nice.
But yeah, I mean, that does look like a British number plate when you look at it. So I think it is based off a British vehicle for once.
Nice.
So there we go, IXO.
I mean, I'm still waiting for them to release the Mini Cooper and the Morris Minor as well.
Yeah.
Because they previewed them, and we've seen pictures of them. They've just not come out.
Yeah. I mean, if I go through the specs of this one.
Yeah, go
on. So 1/8 scale, integrated remote control. We've got doors that open, folding bonnet, rear boot that opens, removable hubcaps, faithful reproduction. The length is 56.8 centimeters. The width is 20.8 centimeters, and the height is 18.4 centimeters. I do not know what that is in inches. I have no clue. So, yeah, unusual probably thing for a 1/8 scale car. I think the only good thing on that one is integrated remote control, which seems to be standard now.
The remotes are going to be, I think, standard on most models now. I don't see a model coming out without one.
Yeah.
I mean, it means they're getting rid of a lot of stuff inside the car, like the pedals and stuff like that, because they don't need them anymore.
Yeah. Engine sound, blaring horn, front and rear lights, which we find standard on most vehicles now anyway. But yeah, it definitely is different.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, if you want a Bugatti Atlantic, then yeah, you can get the full kit from IXO Collections.
Nice.
So yeah,
I know people wanted more sort of full collections.
Yeah, which is good. You know,
if you've got the cash.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, that's why I do Partwork. I don't have that kind of cash just there, but. Definitely different. I don't know if I'd build it because it's not really my thing.
Yeah, it's the same here. It's not my thing neither. I like cars, but it's not my thing.
Okay, so on my journeys through looking at websites, this week I'm going to focus on D'Agostini. Okay.
Yeah.
So. They've reduced a lot of their collections down as well, from what we can see from the website. And this is definitely in past collections. You can go to the past collections site. You can click on it. It does give you the specifications of the build. But these are the ones that are no longer available in the UK on the D'Agostini website. Yeah,
for you to sort of subscribe. Obviously, they're still there, but you can't subscribe to them.
Yeah. He's definitely on the past collection, so I've double checked that. So the first one is the Volkswagen camper van, 1/8 scale.
The one you're currently building?
Yeah. I haven't seen this one around for a while anyway, but the Mazda Cosmo Sport, that's no longer available.
Yeah.
Okay. The Lamborghini Countach is no longer available. The 1/6 Shelby Mustang is no longer available. That is now in their past collections, which is quite surprising because they released that and they weren't that far into the build, and that's now as a past collection.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether they now have, which we saw actually with the GTI and the Nissan, is that they said that they've nearly reached capacity, and once they reach that, they will stop it and then have a look to see if it's viable to re-release it. So it looks like now what they're doing is they're focusing on quantities now. So say like 5,000. Once 5,000 people sign up, they stop it.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're going based on quantity orders now instead of just keeping it going. Yeah.
The next one is the Ford GT. That is no longer available. That's in their past collections. The Rossi motorcycle, that is also no longer available. That was available last week, I believe, because I could still see it there.
Yeah, I was going to say it's an old build, that is, though. That was back on Model Space site, if I remember rightly. Yeah, so it's a fairly old build. I think most people have built it or had it if they wanted to. But yeah, that is kind of an old build now. And
finally is the Moomin House. That is no longer available as well.
I remember when that first dropped and everyone sort of ummed and ahed about it, because I remember it came out not long after the Disney Dollhouse did. And I know some people were umming and ahhing which one to do. But yeah, what does that actually leave on their site then? We've gone through the ones that ain't there.
Okay, so there is only 3 now available on their site. Oh, I will say as well, all the wooden ships that they were doing are no longer available on their site.
They've all gone
as well. Okay, so there's only 3 remaining now that you can sign up for. That is the Ferrari F1 collection. So that is still available. The International Space Station. That's only just come out, so that is.
Yeah, I think people have only just received the first 2 issues, I believe, on that one. So, yeah.
Okay, and then finally is the Ayrton Senna Lotus Formula 1 car. That is still available. So only 3 more collections left on their website.
Yeah, I think that's sent the F1 one. The F1 car collection has only just come out. The International Space Station, that one's just come out as well. I think people have only received their first pack of that. And the Senna one, I think just got a re-release.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so it's only the one. So that's it. That's all that's on there.
That's 3. Only 3 you can sign up for.
There's a lot of... Yeah. Maybe they're gearing up for some big stuff coming. That's the only reason I can think of them sort of having a bit of a clear out.
That's a serious reduction just to have 3 collections on their website that you can sign up for in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they've got something under their arm they're not telling us about.
Maybe
that's the only reason I can say them culling that many builds is that they've got a lot of builds coming out.
The only thing I can think of is, and this is just me being my thoughts on it, is maybe they are going to be bringing back some old Model Space collections.
Yes. Yeah, that's a possibility.
I'm going from ones that possibly could appear on their website. Could be the Harley Davidson.
Yeah. Didn't they do a Springfield?
Yes.
A 1/4 scale Springfield?
No, that was in Germany, I think that was.
Right, okay. So they never released that one over here?
I don't think so, but don't quote me on that.
Right.
They could bring back the Jag. That was as well right-hand drive, the Jaguar.
Yeah.
And now really thinking off the top of my head, there are other bits and pieces. Remember they had the 3D printer? That was one of them.
Didn't they do Robbie the Robot?
Yes, they did. That was another one. This could touch a raw nerve with Mr. Partwork upgrades, man. But the MiG could make a return.
Oh yeah, the MiG.
The MiG. Or they did bring out that Fiat with a Caravan.
Yes. Did they do a Mercedes SL?
Not sure.
I thought, I'm just wondering because I remember I think it was Eagle Moss that did. I think didn't they do the SL with the gold wings?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
That's
There are
another-
others that I did. So there was the Hummer. That's a possibility.
Oh yeah, the hate there. That wasn't that a remote control.
That was Nitro remote control. So was the Red Bull Racer. But I think at the time they had a partnership with the company that was making them models that did the engine for them.
Right.
So
Was that Tammy? Was it?
starts with a K, and I've forgotten what it was.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, if I looked in a box up there, I'd be able to tell you. But yeah,
I'm sure someone in the comments will know.
yeah. So yeah, that's a possibility. I did hear rumours a few years ago when they rebranded it all back to D'Agostini Collectibles that they were going to bring back majority of the model space productions, but a lot has happened since then. Obviously, what happened with Eagle Moss happened then. Obviously, then Fan Home took on quite a lot of their models, which one we'll get onto in a sec that we were just discussing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'll just read out this one. JC says the RC car was Kai Offshore. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, right. Okay. There you go. So I knew someone would know.
Yeah.
We have a knowledgeable bunch of guys in the comments. So
I just couldn't think of it off the top of my head. So that's a possibility, but like I said, a lot has happened.
Yeah.
So the other one we were on about, which was a Fan Home collection, an Eagle Moss collection that Fan Home took over, was the Ecto 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you want me to take this one?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. yeah, let's pass it over. So we've had a lot of collections finish with Fan Home, and a lot of them have been re-released. The Enterprise is one of them. I think Optimus Prime's getting a re-release as well. One that definitely will not be getting a re-release at the moment is Ecto 1. So Ecto 1 will not be making a return for the time being, at least. Anyway, for the foreseeable future. That not to say that in a couple of years' time it comes back, but they've decided not to go ahead and re-release that to make room for new collections, which is fair enough. But it does mean that people that missed out and people that thought, "Oh, I'll build that," when they re-release it, that's it. It's as far as we know, as of right now, it's gone.
That's what we were told on their Facebook page, their official.
Yeah. There was a post put about it saying that people had obviously asked. We had spoken about it a few times because we had Frozen Empire come out, and I thought it was a perfect time to re-release it. And they've come out and said there is no plans to revisit the Ecto 1.
But that was, if I remember, UK and USA.
Yes, UK and USA only at the moment. But that could continue later on. But yeah, we if you missed out on that, you missed out, I'm afraid. That there's a possibility it could come back. We've seen this before where they said they've gone.
Never say never. I mean, I never thought I would see the Millennium Falcon be re-released so long after we built it, and lo and behold, it came back. Yeah. And other things as well. R2D2. That came back. So I don't think it's a never say never on any artwork that goes. I just think, maybe it's time to retire those and then maybe bring them back in 5 or 10 years' time. And
well, there could be. At the moment, I would imagine that Fan Home hold the license for it. When the license expires, another company could come along, Agora maybe, or Hachette, and redo it.
Yeah,
if they got the license for it. So it's all sort of I've got something in the eye. Sorry.
It's all right. Okay, right. So I'm going to go on to my next bit, and then we'll go into the chat. So
yes, mate.
it has absolutely been a crazy week for me because last Sunday I revealed the nameplate for the Titanic.
Yeah,
that came up.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh
Response.
my! I have never had so many messages sent to me or comments sent to me for a release on something like this before. I had somebody in Italy today message me on Facebook asking about what's the additional characters, what are they? And literally, I am messaging somebody in Italy saying, right, this is it. This is it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be. I did see after our stream, I've seen a lot of people asking on Partwork upgrades. I saw Ian sort of rush it out because it wasn't on the site originally, and he put it on the site straight away. It's just gone really crazy.
Yeah. So for me, it's been completely and utterly crazy. I don't know what the orders are over at Partwork Upgrades. Only Ian can say if it's been a fantastic response, but whoa. I never ever, I mean, I've done product reveals for Ian before, but never ever had that go that crazy.
Yeah.
It has been mad. Which is brilliant. I mean, it was definitely something that was needed. So
yeah, definitely.
Before the live stream, I took some pictures of it on the base with the Titanic at the moment on the top of it. So here we go. So if I go there, so I've got mine on a floating shelf with some LEDs behind it. So that's the nameplate in place currently. I've got another couple. So there's a bit more of a close-up. And then we go to that one. So the characters are them down at the bottom that say recreated by myself.
Yeah.
Can have put on. And that can be anything that you request from Partwork Upgrades. And then that's just a shot with it more or less the full size of the Titanic in place. So
there's quite a lot of work to do on that, isn't there?
To say we've got about 40 odd issues left, but you know how quickly these things come together in the end.
Yeah, you kind of think, how is this all going to go together? Or there seems to be a lot left, and then it all sort of turns up.
Yeah, so that is the nameplate in place on the stand with the Titanic currently on top of it.
It looks beautiful.
It is. It really is. But the amount of people I've had asking me about it is just been phenomenal. Really, really positive. Definitely something that was needed. So we were thinking the other day, really, can we have one for the doll's house? Yeah.
There's a massive possibility for all the models that we build. All sort of custom ones, as well, because like getting plates, built by whoever, sort of thing.
I'm going to hand that one to you, Kev, because you're the one that's got a nameplate on your doll's house. Could there be one better?
Yeah, I mean, it's just well, there could be, definitely. All like a long one with a couple of Disney characters on it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, there you go. Nameplates is the way to go.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So, right, okay, we'll get into chat because we've had a lot come in. I've been trying to star it as it comes in, so yeah.
So you know where you are.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it just goes ahead. So, first in tonight, we've got Spider Sprue, who says, hi, Mark and Kev. So, hi, John. Hope you're okay.
Hi, John.
And then he's hopped over and says, hi over at the Nexus channel. Hi, John. We've got Ian Campbell in, says, a very good evening, all. Who's looking forward to work tomorrow? Smiley face. So, well, not me. I do YouTube. That's my hobby and my fun. But thank you to Ian for coming on last week. We had some really good fun with Sunday. And we also had Paul Jordan come in. Mythological Journey, I think it is. He was the one that bought Wayne's Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. And he's got a 3D printed one scale Terminator. Which we're gonna have to try and get a video of that.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get him back on and some videos of that one. So we've got Steve131 in next saying evening all. Evening, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Welcome to the stream, mate. We've got David Phillips who says evening, gents, and all in chat. So evening, David. Welcome to the stream. D. Harris saying, well, seeing my message has scrubbed from this morning. Evening, Mark and Kev. So
hi, Dave.
So, and then we've got Dave McBill says, good evening, Mark and Kev, and all in chat. So, evening, Dave Mac.
Hi, Dave.
And then we've got Stephen Belcher in, says, hi, Mark and Kev. Evening, Stephen. Welcome to the stream.
Stephen.
And we've got Scott Duggan in saying, a good evening to you all on this hot day. Hot day?
Hot day? It's been mild. It's not. Yeah, the sun's been out, but I don't think it's been warm.
No.
Yeah.
We've got Horlicks in saying, good evening, all. Evening, Horlicks.
Hi, Horlicks.
And then we've got Ian's World of Models in saying, good evening to all. Evening, Ian. Welcome to the stream.
Hi, Ian.
We've got Mad Dad Hobbies in saying, evening, all. Don't mention work. I have been off for 2 weeks due to kids being off. Look at you.
Yeah.
I'd say that's harder work than going to work. It's not so bad now because like one's 18, one's 20, nearly 21, so they kind of look after themselves. They're just annoying and take up your internet. When you're trying to upload videos and you got your eldest one on Discord watching a video and playing online gaming, it doesn't leave much to internet space back up.
Yeah, my daughter watches. She plays the Xbox while listening to YouTube at the same time.
No, because they're not on a Discord call as well at the same time because we get all three. We've got Ian Campbell says, hey, Mark and Kev. So, hi, Ian.
Ian again.
Welcome. Ian says, Russian Blues, a.k.a. Spies.
Yeah.
We had a blue cat, actually. We had a blue and white female cat. She was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Wouldn't go anywhere near Julie, though. Julie tried to pick her up. She'd claw. If I picked her up, she'd purr and sit in my arms and walk around the house. Honestly, I'm
pretty sure there'll be some videos up on the channel when they come, but it's going to be fun and games.
She even though I got for Julie as a birthday present, didn't like Julie. Didn't like Julie. She could just barely stroke her. That were it. All the rest, no, wanted me. I don't know what it was. So we've got MP Model Plastic says, hello, Marks and Kev. So evening, MP.
Hi, MP.
Ian Campbell says, there are some partial eclipse in UK, but not where we are, Mark, Kev and me. Right.
Yeah, there's no, it's, I think it goes central, it goes across Mexico, up through Florida, I believe, up through New York, and then it sort of goes off high. So I think Scotland's probably the best place as far as you can get. But that's tomorrow if anyone's interested.
Dan McBill says, I was going to spray the hull of the Enterprise today after I put a few parts on, and lo and behold, it chucked it down, so it never got done. So that's the Enterprise aircraft carrier, not the Enterprise D.
Yeah, not the Enterprise D.
No.
The aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one they did Pearl Harbor on it. That's the aircraft carrier they used.
Yeah.
In Pearl Harbor. We've got Octil's modelling kits in saying, how are you, Mark, panel and chat? So hi, Octil. I'm really good, actually.
Yeah.
So, thank goodness it's Sunday. Ian Campbell says, do we have Paul Jordan on this evening to show off the T800-11 scale? No,
we'll have to try and get him on some point, or do a video at least. We'll get him to do a video and send it.
Yeah. Facebook user says, the Route Master is one of the best Partworks I have ever made.
Yeah, it's definitely solid, that's for sure. And
well, remember, it got best value for money, didn't it, in the first ever Partwork Awards? In the
Partwork Awards, it did. Yeah, it won best value for money. I definitely think it was value for money. That's for sure. But then again, we got the figures.
Yeah.
Characters, which are obviously you didn't get through Agora.
No, which is a bit of a shame, really. But
Yeah.
We've got Todd in Marvel Phoenix who says hello and good evening all. So hi Todd.
Hi Todd.
And then Ian Campbell says Rossi build was on Model Space. That's where I got the full build from. So yeah, I remember it being
an old. I was going to say, I'm sure it was an old build. So was the camper as well? Was that an old Model Space one as well?
Yes.
So they're just culling some of their old builds, obviously.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. I suppose a lot of their wooden ships actually are very old. Because I don't really know if a lot of places deal with the models, like the wooden stuff anymore. Because obviously they did the Bismarck originally as a wooden model, and then we got it as a die-cast one. They've done the same with the Titanic. So I'm wondering whether they're sort of moving away from the wooden ships now.
Well, I don't know. I know John Bill's iconic military models is a master wooden shipbuilder. Really is a man of his craft. And it's a shame if they do, because some of his stuff is absolutely amazing. Really is. So, yeah, it's a shame if they do, because it's something I would definitely look into down the line, but just not at the moment because I'm maxed out.
I always thought that they should redo the Black Pearl.
That's a very old Partwork, though.
That is a really old Partwork, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we've got Kevin and Mary in who say hi all. So hi, Kevin and Mary. Welcome to the stream. We've got Go For It Painting who says hello. So hi, Go For It.
I'll go for it.
Ian says MiG-29. Boo.
If it came back, Ian, as a full build, would you get it again?
Ooh.
If it came as a full build.
Well, at least you could have a hangar full of parts.
You could do a diorama, couldn't you? You could do a diorama, like a hangar scene. Yeah. One that's fully built, one that's obviously half built, and then sort of maintenance it or something. Yeah. That could be quite good.
Spidey Bruce says, just check D'Agostini, Germany, and it has the ISS, the Lotus, Moomin House, and Ferrari collection still available, and the 1.6 Mustang for pre-order. See, that's how different it is in different territories.
Yeah, I think it comes down to stock. It must come down to what stock they've got.
Yeah. So, yeah, JC Bricks and Bill says the RC car was Kyosho. So, yeah, I remember that now because they were really good to do. I enjoyed them. So, because I love my remote control cars.
Yeah.
Todd says, I asked Fanhome to add the Falcons PDFs to the portal, and they are now available.
Yeah, nice.
Wow.
They should. Yeah. I think they're sort of moving away, I think, from the magazines. I can definitely see in the next, maybe even in the next year or two, we just get the parts. We don't get any magazines, and they'll all be on the portal system. To save money and other bits. So yeah.
Okay. Good. Go on, sorry.
I was going to say it's good to have them on the portal because, like you said before we come on the stream, you know, they forgot issue 7 of the Enterprise Build magazine. Yeah. Obviously, you'd like the magazine, but at least you've still got the ability to build the stuff because you've got the PDF.
I can still build it, but the problem is I prefer working out the magazine because if not, I've got a screen here which I turn, which has normally got OBS running so I can see where I am on the camera. But if I have to go through a PDF, unless I print it, I've got to have then the PDF on that monitor and then OBS on this monitor. So I'm sort of bending round to see where I am on camera. It can be a bit of a pain, really.
Pain in the bum.
Yeah. So, JC Bricks and Bill says, do you know when the Too Fast, Too Furious Skyline is re-released and whether they will still be replacing the front bumper to blue stripes in future as to your Facebook post? Your best answering that than me, Kev.
Yes. So, I don't know about the re-release. They did mention that they were going to see how well it done and then they were going to decide whether they were going to do a second run. Because the first run done so well, it sold out really quickly. Like we were mentioning before, they seem to be doing in batches now. So I would just keep an eye, just keep checking. It's a fairly new build. It's been incredibly popular. I personally think that it would come out again, but there was a post about it on the fan home page saying that they're gonna look at it and then maybe do another re-release with it. With the front bumper, the information that we got came out of the Nuremberg Toy Fair by PCT, who are building. That's the manufacturing company that is building the Skyline, and they said that they recognised that the colour with the bumper and that, and some people didn't like it, even though it was signed off and it's the right colour. I don't want to get into all of that, but the guy at the desk there did say that in a future issue, a new front bumper and hood would be supplied with the right colour. That's all the information I know, but we don't put them on the car until near the end, so they don't have to supply them until that point. So for me, it's not a deal breaker. I think it looks brilliant like it is. I know for some people it has been, but the information did come from the manufacturing company, not from Fan Home themselves.
Yeah.
And it was information that was passed when they were asking what was going on with it. There was various places online that were talking about it, so that's how I found out.
Yeah.
So we just have to wait.
Saying that though, I'll mention this to Julie the other day. We have a new record holder.
Oh, go on.
So I always do this thing of, what do you get in issue 1 that you don't put on the model until goodness knows what issue? And I think the Doll's House Doors has got to win at the moment, hands down, for beating the record for being left the most longest time to be put on the build.
Yeah, so we got the first front door parts. I think we built it in issues 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And we completed the front door in issue 4, and we attach it to the house in issue 116, the one we've just done. So yeah, a long time. Yeah, things like the front bumper and the hood. I mean, I've got the Knight Rider here, and we've had the front grille and the bonnet were like the first issues. We still ain't done it. We still ain't put it on. That's what it looks like at the moment. And once again, I think it's like near the end that we put it all on.
Yeah.
It tends to be the way it is, just the way it is. I don't know that's the sort of they draw you in with some of those bits, so you go, well, that's good, and then you just don't use it for a time. I
know, but issue 1, 2, 3, and 4 doing 2 front doors and then not putting them on till issue 116, 4 issues away from finishing.
Yeah. Madness.
That's a long time in storage.
Yeah.
That's well over 2 years in storage. So.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It was, what is it? 100 and.
Well, if you did it 4 from 116, so that's 112 issues.
Yeah, 112 issues, 112 weeks.
Yeah. So that's 2 years.
And a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if you're building the Doll's House and you haven't started yet, don't bother about doing issue 1, 2, 3, and 4, because you might as well wait till issue 116 when you install it. Yeah. Oh dear. It's all right. Yeah. We've got Spiders Blue says, my nameplate is on the way with my daughter's name on it. Well, she is getting the Titanic. Well done, Mark and Ian. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
So Steve131 says, young Ian Campbell did a good job on the nameplate. Yeah, he did.
He did indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ian says, yes, the personalization is a max of 50 characters printing at the footer of the plaque. Because that's what I've been having somebody messaging me today about. What is the 50 characters? Is that the actual name of it? I'm like, no, that is standard.
That's your personalized bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got Peter Webster in who says, hi, Mark, Kev, and chat. So, hi, Peter. Welcome to the
Peter.
stream. And then Ian says, send me the details, Mark Kev's RE Doll's House.
Yeah, probably be the same sort of plaque that you've got, really. It doesn't need to be like any bigger or smaller, if you know what I mean. It's just needs to say Disney Dollhouse and sort of
created by or
yeah, and then obviously some maybe Mickey and Donald on either side or something like that.
Disney Castle.
Yeah,
possibly. That's just me thinking off the top of my head. I had a really good idea for that one, actually.
There's lots of good ideas. Maybe you should get together with Ian, Mark, and sort of come up with something.
I had a really good idea for the Doll's House that I was saying to Julie.
What's that?
Well, you're never going to see the back of it.
No.
You've got back windows.
Yeah.
So I said to Julie, well, why don't you just print the Disney Castle, put that behind the Doll's House?
Oh, yeah.
And then when you look through the back windows,
you can see the castle.
You can see the castle, like in clouds.
That's a really good idea. You've just because you could create an optical illusion sort of thing, like with it curved.
Yeah.
When you look sideways and that, you can actually see it sort of like. Yeah, I might try that. You've just given me a good idea, Mark.
Instead of seeing a wall or wallpaper, put some backing behind it, and then you get to look through that window and see. And probably Kirsty's probably going, right, I've got ideas now.
Yeah, that's
behind it to look through them windows at and say, oh yeah, there is something behind there. Yeah. Brilliant. D says, give Ian 10 minutes, he will run a nameplate for Disney Doll's House, LOL. So, right, I am not on any stars now, so I'll have to read this.
You're in the wild now.
So, yeah, right. People saying hello. Right, D says, you will feel the temperature drop during the eclipse. Then again, it's cold enough anyway.
Yeah, you wouldn't notice.
No.
You wouldn't notice here.
We've got Hilda in saying, hi, Mark and Kev and all. So, hi, Hilda. Welcome.
Hi, Hilda.
And then Peter is on your channel hopping, saying, hi, Kev and Mark. Right. Kevin and Mary say, I built the Rossi bike and camper van and the Fiat with the caravan. So,
yeah, they were old Partworks, weren't they, from Model Space? Originally,
I've done the Rossi. I've got to complete the camper van, which finishes in July. And then, so it's getting there. So,
yeah.
Ian says, Kev, MiG-29, yes. I'd get it as a full build, subject to Mrs. Partwork approval.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if they ever re-released it and they offered it as a full build, would you then take it? Because yours is not fully built, so.
But would you take it if it was like the usual standard subscription?
Yeah, that's the thing, because that's what happened before. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Ian says, if they no longer have the cost of publishing mags, then it will be good to see that savings passed to the customers. No, that won't. No, that I think I've touched on this before. The magazines cost them nothing, like literally nothing, because they're mass produced. I think the magazines, I think it costs them something. It's really cheap. Yeah,
like really cheap. Like if they stopped supplying them, you wouldn't see a dramatic change in price. Because I remember when I asked this question to Eagle Moss. And they said if they stopped doing the magazine, they just put the instructions in, it wouldn't make the build cheaper, because the magazine you have to have because of the instructions, but actually they cost nothing.
Yeah.
They literally cost pence, I was told when Eagle Moss was about. So you wouldn't see any cost passed on to customers, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah. Ian says, Mark Keb, I'm just finished the design of a carbon fiber ABS printed parts for a DeLorean lightning rod. Cool.
Nice. Yeah, I did see your post about the lightning rod. We mentioned it here again. I'm really surprised it wasn't part of the build originally, because it was in the movie.
Yeah.
effectively you've got Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3, but you haven't got the Back to the Future 1 car because it doesn't have the lightning rod, which is like part of the end of the film.
Yeah, I mean we got the clock, didn't we?
Yeah, but that was only a little thing. But I think it should have come with a lightning rod personally.
Yeah.
Because you had that ability to take the Mr. Fusion off as well, remember?
Yes.
So you could take the Mr. Fusion off, so it was the standard DeLorean.
Yeah.
And but it didn't just come with the lightning rod. I just thought it would have been part of the build. It was easy to make, I think, and put it in as part of the build would have been easy. But yeah, maybe they just didn't do it, or maybe they forgot. I don't know.
Yeah. Ian says, Kev, I've a little something heading your way next week.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
Sounds
okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Todd says, I never expected that the kit body and chassis would not be connected until the very last stage.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, when I was doing the Dodge Charger, Dom's Dodge Charger for Fast and Furious, I think you connect the body in. It's 100 issues. I think you connect the body in issue. I think it's like 97 or 98.
And
then you're adding little strips underneath it. So normally you marry up the car very, very near the end. A couple of issues before. But yeah, I'm surprised at the very last issue for the Knight Rider, you marry it up together. But
DeLorean was in the 90s when you did that, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there was a load of extra little bits that we had to click on afterwards, weren't there?
Yeah, because you had the reactor platform on the back, and then you had the bits at the side as well, the flux bands and everything. So that was all done. But them ones always fear me with dread, because you don't know if you accidentally trap a wire or whether it's going to line up. And
yeah, I had a nightmare. I don't know if it come across on my video, but I had a little bit of a nightmare doing the Dodge Charger, because it's weird. It sort of goes on one end but won't go on the other. And then when you got it on one end, you got, right, okay, I'll start at this end. You start at the front, and then the front goes on, but the back won't go on. So it's like, and then you had to sort of, and then because you're trying not to, like you're saying, catch any wires or be a bit gentle, I thought, well, I'm just going to force it. And that actually was the best option. When you just forced it down, it sort of clicked in.
The worst one for me that I've had to marry up was the Ecto one.
I would say the worst one marrying up was actually the Route Master, because of the poles going into the roof. Because in the magazine, when you put the top roof on, it says you had to put tweezers through the window to get them into the hole. That was a nightmare. It took me hours to line it up, and then you'd line one up, you go to the next one, and it'd pop out again. You're like, oh.
For people rebuilding that, when Agora took it on, DS Models and Vintage, he came up with a genius solution for that one, was to do it early before the side panels went on and the windows went in, and it was a lot easier to do.
Obviously, originally we didn't know that, so we all put the panels in, and then when you stick the roof on, the lining up was a nightmare. But yeah, they do tend to leave like sort of things right to the end.
But the Ecto one for me, that was awful. That was, you had to have it on its side. You couldn't have it upside down. You had to have it on its side. Then you had to marry it up. You had to take one of the wheels off. You had to take a couple of other bits off. Then you put it together, and then you had these bits in to hide all. That was a living nightmare to do.
It was the rack as well. I remember the top rack. Everyone was complaining because that shouldn't have been put on after it was married up, but it wasn't, and it made it really difficult because people didn't want to break the stuff on top of it to sort of put it together.
The roof rack didn't go on till right at the end. It was the flashing lights at the front and rear, not the roof bars. It was the strobe lights that were on the top. They were that fragile. They would just break and snap so easily. If you snagged them, they would break.
Yeah.
I mean, when I actually reconditioned mine before we moved, and I'm just working on it again. I actually went back, took the shell off, resoldered all the wires, then took them things out, the screws out, and then just lately I put them back in, but I've actually glued them in instead of having them screwed in. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. So yeah, that wasn't the easiest to do at all.
No.
Denmark Bill says, I got my new nameplate on Friday. It looks 10 times better than the other. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Denmark Bill says, Mark is full of good ideas tonight.
He is indeed, yeah.
Yeah. Lord Peter Webster says, Rossi Plaque would read TFI finished. LOL. Yeah. No, I'd have it if it was special characteristics. I'd just have it underneath saying no more pipes. We got Alex Builds in. Hi everyone. Hi Alex. How are you? And then D Harris says, I'll read this one out. LOL Peter. Mark will get that for sure. So yeah, no more pipes.
No.
Alex Build says, would love the lightning rod for my DeLorean. So,
yeah.
It is there.
Yeah, like I said, it was just a bit weird that it was never part of the original build because it's part of the film, it's part of the car. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but I was very surprised where they, they did all the skateboards for it. Well, they never did the skateboard from one, which was the one that's wooden.
Yeah.
Remember, but that's just, me. So, Scott Duggan says, I've been putting off finishing my Knight Rider for a couple of months and finally did it. And boy, it was a pain putting the two halves together. So
yeah, I've got a while until I finish mine, obviously. So any sort of tips would be very helpful at that stage.
Patience.
Yeah.
I think patience and yeah.
Because it's got a lot of wires. I mean, a lot of wires.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm obviously you've seen that I've been building the Enterprise D.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shout out to Todd Marvel Phoenix for his website. If it weren't for his website, I do not know where I would be on that build right now.
Yeah, his website has definitely been a lifesaver to a lot of us.
Some of the things you're just thinking, what are they on about? Bend wire here, put what? I mean, issue 19 video was an hour long. And it was, honestly, it was like, what? Are they talking in a different language?
It's not very so I've got an extra light on mine. All my panels are lit up, but I have an extra light. I don't know where it goes, where it goes. I'm just leaving it. Hey, I'll find a place for it. But yeah.
Ian says lightning rod is such an iconic part too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they did everything for the Back to the Future 3 car, then why not?
And the Back to the Future 2, because we had the folding wheels and we had Mr. Fusion, but we didn't have the lightning rod.
Yeah.
So we had everything for the Back to the Future 2 and 3, but nothing for the lightning rod.
Crazy that one.
Yeah.
Todd says, we know they ran out of budget with the DeLorean, so adding not just the rod, but the changes to the reactor deck components might have been too much.
Yeah.
So D says, well, another hour flew in before stream ends, and good night, gents. Until next week, a good night. So night D.
See you later, D.
Spider Sprue says, I am on my last 10 issues of the Eiffel Tower after a year of having it. Yeah, that would drive me nuts, that one. That was,
that's a real build, that's a real build, I'd say, in terms of what you got to do and everything else.
I don't think I love fiber optics that much to do that one. Yeah.
I remember they did an old Deep Space Nine model years ago, which had fiber optics with it, and I can't remember anything else that had fiber optics in it.
Yeah.
But I remember that. I remember when I was a kid, it was one of the builds that I always wanted, but I never got. But I remember it very clearly. It was obviously a big station, but it had fibre optics.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Lord Peter Webster says, I can't believe I only have 6 packs left for the DB5. Just need to build the first 6 packs. Wow.
Yeah, it's built. It's been built. Well, that's a year's build, isn't it? It's only. I think a lot of the Agora ones are now only like a year, aren't they? They're not.
Yeah, no, they do the 12-month or 24-month.
Yeah.
Ian says, defo thanks, Todd. We are using it for the LaFerrari too. Yeah. And,
it's definitely been a lifesaver, I would say, for the Enterprise build, especially.
Ian's World Model says, Knight Rider build, I had to extend 2 wires on mine, which are not quite long enough, but you can buy extension leads. So, for the GST cables.
Yeah.
And then Helder says, good night, everyone. Good stuff. Thank you, Helder. And I'm caught up.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to show everyone the partial roof of the tumbler, which is here.
I'll put you on full because I just need to go into the kitchen for a second.
Okay,
there we go.
So that is the top part of the roof of our tumbler. It's quite big. This is only the first part as well. There is a second sort of roof structure here, and the front of the car is sort of out here. But that goes there, and then you've got the exhaust roof panel, which fits just like that, and that's what it is. It's a nice one. It will fit there. You can see where the holes are. It fits absolutely perfect in that gap. But yeah, I just thought I'd show everyone.
Cool.
And it sort of sits. It sits like this. So there's the back jet. It sort of sits here. And but this is only the first part of the structure. There's another part of the roof at the front, which the front sort of folds in like we've seen. But yeah, it's nice. But yeah, it's only little parts that we're getting for this. So it's one of those builds, in it. You know where you get not many parts. And
yeah,
I mean, I did RoboCop this week, and I'll just show you parts we got. So I've got the next 4 issues of RoboCop. They'll be on the channel this week, and that's it. That's all you're building, this part here. So you don't even get this part of the leg. You just get the inside of the leg.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I say, once again, it's not a lot, but it comes together eventually, which is good. What you got coming up on your channel, Mark?
Nothing special this week, actually. Just normal videos, normal release days. Everything's back now on the weekly schedule. So, and then if something's not there, like at the moment, I'm waiting for more DeLorean and more Optimus Prime. There might be something else in its place, but at the moment, everything's back on the weekly schedule, so I'm happy.
Nothing. I'm just I'm waiting for the next pack of the Knight Rider. Issue 13 of the Enterprise. They've both been shipped out, and that's it. I've had everything else.
Yeah.
So I don't know when I'm getting anything else. So yeah.
Okay. Ian says, "Crikes an hour." Okay, night all. See you soon. Great stream. Thank you, Ian.
See you later, Ian.
And then Mad Dog Hobby says, "Shame they didn't give you the rest of the clips."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very sporadic is the tumbler.
Yeah, it's I mean, the bit that we're building in the next issue, which is issue 59, I believe, it's just a bar that goes along this top bit. There's like a little bar that runs along here. That's it. That's all we get.
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's been an hour, and caught up on chat. So it's time to end it there. So thank you everybody for coming on in the chat.
Thank you
for your fantastic comments. If you can give us a nice big thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, if you could do so, please, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
And we'll be back same time, same place next week. And so leaves me to say I've been Mark.
And I've been Kev.
and we'll catch you all next week, guys. Bye.
See you later, guys. Bye.